Hey, this is Rachel from the Life Facilitator, and I'm going to share a an after the pen of my habit tracker and journal for April. I know April isn't done yet, but I am done with the insert and I'm about to move into my next insert. And so I thought I would share with you and some takeaways and yeah, what I plan to do for May. So I do have a video of this setup, but here I am sharing it. I am not going to go through my Hobonichi weeks, and full disclosure, I just didn't really use it for April, and so not much to share there. But I did use my weeks insert. I just love this thing. I have been using this insert for a couple different things. First thing I've been using it for is a habit tracker. And then the next thing are my little wins. And then in the back of the insert, this is journaling. So my habit tracker, the things I've been tracking include sort of basic things, but things that, I don't know, sometimes I forget to do, or I like to have a reminder or a visual of whether I've done a lot of that this week or not. So for example, skincare, journaling, creative flow. These are things that sometimes I maybe don't always take as much time as I should to, or as I want to take care of my skin, to reflect, and to get creative for creative sake, not for a specific project. Down here is my movement tracker, and it starts pretty involved and it gets less involved as the month goes on, because what I recognize is that these top things are the things that I'm most interested in. So how many steps I am trying to get. My goal right now is 5,000. I know 10,000 is like technically what you're supposed to get, but I'm not there yet, and so I'm sticking to 5,000 for now. 6 out of 7 rings, completed activity rings for the day, and then 22 zone minutes. This is all based on my Fitbit information, and then tracking what exercise or strength training I did in the week. This felt weird to me. I didn't like this, and so I do eventually change it. And then on this side, I have my little wins, and little wins are just basically like a pat on the back for something I did that day or something joyful that I want to remember. And so that's that side. Here's the next week. Again, this just didn't feel useful to me, and I will eventually change it. I had set up these 3 weeks at the beginning of the month, and so some things that I learned is that I didn't want all of this information. I just need it to be one box, and you'll see that I will eventually do that. I will also combine journaling and creative flow because I decided that made more sense to me. But what I really like about habit tracking in this insert is that I can basically set it up the same way every week, so I'm not reinventing the wheel, but I can tweak it if I need to. And I loved figuring out different ways to like put the dates out, and using stickers from the Daisy Weeks sticker kit was really fun to just sort of add to the page or around the page. This week, the other nice thing about this sort of habit tracking is I have a real sense of like what I was up to and what I wasn't up to. So like this week I didn't do much journaling. I also wasn't doing a lot of creative activity, and that tells me a little bit about like where my focus was for the week. And also I have a note here, my Fitbit was not nudging me, which meant like I wasn't getting the little like notification to move, and so my movement got off, and I eventually switched to having a timer on my phone, and then was able to fix my Fitbit. And I also decided to remove the weekend because I really do see the weekend as a different I'm using my time and energy differently on the weekends than I am during the week. So there's really no point in tracking it because it's just not, it wasn't useful to me. I wasn't even wearing my Fitbit or anything on the weekends. My weekend is a time of rest and recreation. I don't need that information here. I did stick pretty well with the one little win for the day. And then this week. I haven't finished filling in my wins and this section, but you can see that things got a lot more streamlined, and this was really helpful. So rather than having like a number amount for the zone minutes, I would just write in the amount and seeing, you know, where my cardio and then putting strength and mobility together, because in my mind those things are like they go hand in hand. Cardio is different. So that's how I've been tracking in my Daisy Weeks. And then the rest of the insert I'm going to walk through real quick because it is my journal and I do write personal things. One thing I'll mention is that for the journal, I like to pull things from my stash. So I like to pull printables and stamps and things that maybe aren't necessarily are part of the Cocoa Daisy collection I'm working with, but maybe share a color palette or sort of a style that that I want to see in my journal. Oh, the other thing I really love are, one second, let me grab them. I think I've mentioned them before, but these little washi stickers are really fun to add into my journal. They're just like little, and I'll pick ones that either go with like the theme of what I'm writing about, or I'll go with like something that matches the page. And then the other thing I love are these like little girl stickers, and I get these from Amazon. So I'll leave a link to both of those things in the description of this video. But yeah, the other thing I will mention is I took out, and I know I mentioned this in my setup video, but I took out several pages from the insert, knowing that I probably wasn't going to use them, and I would rather have this full than have the pages in. So I just literally went in and pulled the middle couple of pages from the insert. If I can find it, here it is. I just pulled these out, boop, and then went from there. So here is a very quick look at my journal. I don't do it every day. I do tend to do it every couple of days, and the idea is just to sort of document what's on my mind and sort of the things that I am thinking about and, you know, feeling, all those things. So I put these two things together. I put the habit tracker together with the journal because all of these things are very like me centered things that this is all sort of like a place where I'm working on myself, and I love having them together in one place. And I also love having it like I know exactly where to go to find information about sort of where I was at in April. Sometimes I'll use this information for memory keeping, but oftentimes it's really just a data collection on sort of myself at the moment. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this look after the pen in my Daisy Weeks notebook. And if you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will be sharing my May setup very soon, and I hope you will join me there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.